Hello, it is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for Moon Astrology Tarot. This is the moon in Virgo, waxing into this powerful lunar eclipse in Libra. So, Virgo is the sixth sign of the zodiac, Libra is the seventh. So, we are in the sign immediately ahead of that Libra eclipse. So, we're in it. We're in it. We got the sun in Aries. We're in this now. Mercury is in retrograde shadow. We're going to have Mars move into Pisces, and Venus and Saturn are going to conjunct or, come together. And the good news is Mars is moving into Pisces where he's not as strong because Mars rules Aries, and Mercury is in retrograde shadow. So he's slowing down, weakening, getting ready to go retrograde on April 1st. No, it's not a joke. It's not a fool. It's truth. Now, why do I say that this is a good thing? Because this Aries season could, Aries in general is a fire sign. It's a cardinal fire sign. So it really can, really want you to maybe be too quick on the trigger or spring up too fast or take action too quickly. And because we have Mars weakened slightly by its Piscean transit and Mercury in its retrograde shadow, we've kind of got this moment to slow down for a sec and maybe not make some irrational choices and whatnot. And so we were kind of just talking about that in my writing class about wanting to publish too quickly or wanting to execute a project too quickly without thoroughly examining it, thoroughly crossing T's, dotting I's. And oddly enough, this is a Virgo moon in Virgo. So Virgo is detail oriented. It does want to make sure that you've crossed your T's, dotted your I's, and all of that. So Virgo is, organization, detail oriented, analytical, if maybe even to a fault. And all of these are good, but could be detrimental characteristics, just depending on, who you are and whatnot. Maybe some things you could do a little less critically. But also Virgo rules the digestive system. And it's Virgo is in opposition to Pisces. And that's where a good chunk of energy is. So we'll have Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune all in Pisces. That is a lot of Pisces energy. If you have Virgo placements and you're feeling like you can't move, that's probably wise because you've got all this Pisces, and particularly Saturn in Pisces may be really having you, feeling lethargic, feeling fatigued, feeling less motivated. And there's kind of two ways to look at that. I've been kind of talking about the get disciplined way, but there's also the, the feeling through it, allowing the slowdown while you can, and get ready for, a major launch, right? So, but let's talk about the digestive system because we're coming into this Libra lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse over the weekend. And the video is up for that. So if you want to check out the forecast for that and the sun and rising signs, that's on my YouTube now. So you can check that out. But sometimes when we're moving through a lot of energy and things are massively ending, grieving, completion, letting go, all of these things, it's kind of hard to digest, right? It's hard to believe or imagine that relationship is done. I can't believe I left my job. I can't believe my job let me go. I can't believe that friend just walked away. I can't believe, our longtime relationship is over. Whatever the case may be. I can't believe my car just died. You've had that car for however long you've had that car. You love that car. And so it's hard for us to digest. When I talk about digestion, yes, there's the physically digesting, nourishing food. There is also mentally digesting the processes that which we are moving through. And so really think about that, but also feel into being grounded and rooted into whatever is ending, is creating space for something new to begin, right? And so while maybe a job is ending, you've got an entrepreneurial opportunity. While your car died, you were like, oh, we needed to buy an SUV, a van. You know, we don't have kids now, we can have a sports car. You know, however that works for you. If it's your technology, maybe it's time for new technology. And, you know, if it's relationships, maybe it's opening an opportunity for some healing, for some growth, for transformation in how you show up in relationships. All of this requires you, though, to digest and complete and come to terms with these endings as we head into, you know, not only this lunar eclipse, but the big one on April 8th, the big solar eclipse. And all of the other big transits that are coming up in April that are sure to change lots of things in our lives, right? So I just really invite you to feel into being well nourished, hydrated, be very hydrated most of this month. I would say from now through, I would say the end of April, really focus on staying hydrated. And that doesn't just mean guzzling a ton of water, although that's important, but it also means like eating fruits and vegetables that offer hydration qualities. I'm not a nutritionist, but come on, we all know a good chunk of watermelon tastes good on a hot day for a reason. Watermelon has sugar and salt in it, or at least it tastes like it does. Does it actually? I don't know. But or any other type of melon or something like that, you know, that makes you feel hydrated. A good glass of lemonade, not like a powdery, you know, like sugared down mix, but like a good lemonade or something like that. You may want to consider even like ginger turmeric tea, things like that. Again, intuitively feeling into what your body may be craving. You know, whether it's fruits and vegetables, root vegetables, good quality proteins, things like that. You know, because staying nourished and staying will support you in staying in your game, staying in your own lane, maintaining even energy, and all of those sorts of things, which are going to be really important. We have a lot of energy coming up this next month that could potentially be very destabilizing for not only ourselves, but for the world and the people around us. And so, you know, I certainly would not expect people around you to be, you know, on their best behavior, but even be stable, right? Because a lot of people don't want to change. A lot of people don't want, you know, to express their emotions. And so as like, you know, maybe they get, let's just go with the unemployment example. If they suddenly are laid off or, you know, dismissed from their job and it's unexpected and they had financial plans, like they're going to be a little erratically confused as to what the fuck they're going to do next to buy the new car, buy the new house, you know, the new furniture, whatever it was that they had intentions for that money, you know, coming in. So, you know, people are in different spaces through all of this change in energy, right? I am for one on board. I'm in game. I'm in like, let's, you know, let me just take a wrecking ball and crush my life right now. Cause that's what I'm up to is just going at my life full speed ahead, make changes, use the energy when and where I have it, and whatnot to, you know, really catapult myself forward and whatnot. So I'm here. I'm right here with you. I'm also moving through my own stuff. So, you know, never act like, you know, just because a person's on social media doesn't mean they're not moving through their own level of bullshit, because most of us are. And so it's, you know, whether or not we're willing to be honest and authentic about it. But, you know, it's also our responsibility as practitioners, as guides, as mentors to do our own work and be doing our own work. And so that's what I've been up to for the last week and a half is doing my own work around it, around what's been coming up for me. So, yeah, so I'm here too. I'm here too. Things are changing pretty speedily. and they're going to continue to change pretty rapidly. So don't be mad at yourself if you can't keep up, because most of us can't right now. It's okay, like especially with technology and social media and communication. Like most of us cannot keep up right now. It's okay. A lot of us are rolling with the flow of what's coming up in that moment. Not even in that day or in that week, but most of us are rolling with whatever's coming up in the moment. So none of y'all's out there alone. We're all here too. Be supported however you need to. Therapy, astrology, coaching, whatever support you need. Please make sure that you are getting that support for yourself, to really stay as grounded and centered as you can. Let's see what's up with the Star Trek Tarot. Hope you guys are loving the Admiral Sarah Chronicles. I am. We got, the King of Batleths in reverse. I think this is Gowron. Damn, I always forget the Klingons. King of Batleths in reverse. Well, Batleths is swords, which is wisdom, which is warrior energy. Reverse, this could really be like, I think it's spot on with what I said about like, being too quick on the trigger, being too quick to make a decision when really we need to back off and let Mercury be in shadow, let Mars be in Pisces, and let them kind of rein you in a little bit so that you don't make a decision too quickly, or like don't beat yourself up if you're not doing what if you're not executing as fast as you want to be or feel like you should be. Don't should yourself, okay? Like I said, I think Mercury retrograde, Mercury in shadow heading into retrograde, and Mars in Pisces is a gift in this Aries energy, because it's going to give us that pull back energy to slow down a bit so that we don't make an irrational, erratic decision that by July you're like, fuck, what did I do? Son of a bitch, right? So I feel like this is what this King of Batleths in reverse. Traditionally, this is the King of Swords in reverse in traditional tarot. I just happen to like my Star Trek deck. Let's see what's up with the Woodland Wardens. Are y'all loving this deck as much as I am? I kind of bought it on a whim, to be honest with you, which is kind of normal for me. I'll like sit and stew on something, and then some things I'm just like, yep, gotta have that one. But I bought it on a whim, and I will tell you why. I was texting a friend of mine whose last name is Warden, and I was perusing Amazon while we were in conversation, and this deck came into my feed, and I was like, oh, it's a sign. Whether it was or not, I don't know. I don't care. I bought the damn deck. That's what happened. Sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is that simple. All right, let's see what's up with, but I like this deck because it has the animal and a plant association, which I like, because not all of us uses the same tools for everything. So we got the badger and ginkgo. I don't really even know what ginkgo is. Healing wounds. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's put this one into this is healing wounds. The badger and the ginkgo. I don't really know what a ginkgo is, but for those of y'all that can see the picture, you can see the picture, or you can Google it. Ginkgo is how it's spelled. But healing wounds. Okay, let's talk about this, because Chiron, which is the wounded healer or the teacher, right? He shows us our wounds, how to heal them, and then use them to teach, right? Or help teach others. about, relatability and relating to others who are healing. Okay. So Chiron is going to be heavily involved with this Aries season because he's currently at, I think, 19 degrees Aries. Chiron will be conjunct the new moon lunar, or new moon solar eclipse in April. Mercury is going to pass Chiron 3 times as he's in shadow, back when he's retrograde. And then as he is moving forward again, he's going to pass Chiron 3 times. We've already seen Chiron conjunct the North Node. So that's partly what's kind of driving people to go through do healing work right now and really focus on healing work right now. So, and by the way, if you're somebody who's between the ages of, let's say, 48 to 50-ish, you may have your Chiron return this year. And so you may be moving through a lot of healing or resurfacing of old wounds. But what I love about this is, feel into this, because what wounds are surfacing for you, and with the activity in Aries throughout the next month, particularly with the solar eclipse, particularly with Mercury, the messenger, the messenger in astrology, we're getting kind of these pings of like, yes, we're wounded, and how can we use that to share and speak? And I've talked about using our voice to talk about our lives and our stories and share our stories and whatnot. And and sometimes that requires us to peel back more layers. Sometimes that requires us to take a step up in our healing process, up level our healing process. And whatnot, maybe even like increase the gradient, right? So in coaching, we have like the gradient of coaching, right? So you can work with a flat gradient, meaning you're getting lessons, but they're slow but sure. You can like have a steep gradient where you work really hard and you're willing to take the wrecking ball. This is my level of coaching, by the way. I work on a pretty high gradient. And I take a wrecking ball. Not everybody can do this. Do not feel like you have to go this hard, this high, this fast. But so you may be like right here on the gradient, like what would this be? Like a 50-degree angle. I don't know. I'm not good with angles, even though I studied geometry with astrology, but let's just say you're a lower gradient healing journey, and it's okay. Everybody has their own pace. But my point is that, you may be up leveling. So you may be here, but now all of a sudden you're like, nope, I'm going straight up, right? In my healing. I'm going to heal it all. I'm going to take a wrecking ball. I'm going to heal all my stuff because I want to help others get where I'm at. I want others to understand that they can have the life experience that they choose, that they desire, and all of that. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I hope that makes some sense. All right, let's see what supportive oils. I mentioned turmeric. I mentioned ginger, because we're healing. We're moving through a lot of energy. So let's see what the cards have to say. I'll probably shuffle this deck way more than I need to, but whatever. Time. I think we had this recently as well. Promotes forgiveness and offers release. Yeah, because we're in a full moon and we're getting into some full moon energy, which is all about release. So, you may be healing some wounds that are allowing you to release a lot of stuff. So time, you can use thyme as an oil, you can use it as an herb, in your food, however that works for you. And then I think like that's the whole like, the king of batleths in reverse too. It's like, hang on, slow down. Let's not make irrational, crazy decisions just yet. Let's do another layer of healing, move through some more wounds, and then release and forgive what is ready to be released and forgiven, so that we can, step into this energy. So this could be a hard release for a lot of people. There could be some, crying, maybe some, however you choose to release, maybe a punching bag type stuff, maybe like scream and shout, blasting some music. Maybe it's even artwork and whatnot, throw in some paint all over the place, scribbling all over a piece of paper with some color crayons or colored pencils or whatever, whatnot. So I think there's definitely some opportunity to release and, really feel through what's ready to go, what you're done dealing with, how you are done being. Are you done being desperate and, victim, and you're ready to step into abundance and taking ownership, taking responsibility for your life and how you want it to go. So let's look out for this Virgo moon. And of course, be sure to check out the Libra lunar eclipse video, the Admiral Sarah Chronicles, as well as the zodiac tea time video or tea tasting video. It's on my TikTok and my Instagram. Probably by the time this video posts, it'll also be on YouTube. I just didn't want to bombard my YouTube with too many videos in one day. But yeah, I will be posting that one here. And so, yeah, anyway, have a great one, and I will talk to you soon.